What is it illegal to ride? What is a federal offense in the United States of America for you to ride? Is it a boat? Is it a car? Is it a dick? Is it one of those things? No, it is illegal to ride a manatee. Did you know that? Anybody looking for cheap thrills and a quick brush with nature should reconsider thoughts of riding a manatee, as Florida woman is learning multiple federal and state laws can be swiftly wielded in defense of this vulnerable sea cow. This Florida woman, 52, accused of riding a manatee in a waterway in Pinellas County over the weekend, turned herself in after authorities on her trail released photos that appear to show her mid-ride. Then the Florida people, they continue to call it a slow-moving marine mammal, a sea cow, all of these terrible, terrible things. Then they say there was no immediate indication that federal charges would be pressed, but the alleged offenses would violate also the Marine Mammal Protection Act and the U.S. Endangered Species Act, under which she could be subject to thousands of dollars in addition to fines for harassing the protected species. Now, I like this use of the word harassing, mostly considered because the state government continues to call this thing that is a manatee, but they can't call it a manatee. It's a sea cow. It's a slow-moving mammal. It's a sea cow. No, dick, I'm a manatee. It's bad enough that I'm extinct because you boat riders can't fucking figure it out. You know, you keep killing me in big numbers every year, but you gotta call me a sea cow. And you're not the one who's harassing me. To me, that's verbal harassment. Is that not bullying towards a manatee as compared to a jubilant 52-year-old woman riding a manatee for the pure fun of it because she loves this animal? She wants to ride it as if it were a pony of the sea. Not a sea cow. That's degrading. That's harassment. But this woman, she needs to be subject to, listen to this, punishable by a $500 fine or jail term of up to 60 days. And that's not including the other thousands of dollars of fines that may actually be, that might actually happen because it's an endangered species. This is always one of those weird discussions, endangered species, because I wonder, like, you know, which one is playing God? Is it the boat people who are killing the manatees, or is it Disney World for making sure that there's at least 4 manatees left so people can look at them and pay money to go to SeaWorld? And no, SeaWorld's not part of Disney, but fuck you. Which one is more? I think both of them kind of are, right? You know, in a purely libertarian society, would we have laws against the killing of endangered species? Because maybe manatee meat is the most tasty thing you've ever had, and maybe the classiest 5-star restaurant could serve them on a burger, and it would blow your mind. You would never know because it's totally illegal to slaughter them and eat them. And how about the bald eagle? Let's talk about the bald eagle. Because I've said constantly on this show that my position on birds is fuck birds. I am unwavering on that position. It's not something you're going to convince me to change my mind on. I think they're scum. I think they're brain dead. And I think their death just honestly does not matter that much to me. So yeah, fuck birds. Now, where do you draw the line on fuck birds? Do you draw it at pigeons just because there's a lot of them? Do you draw it at seagulls because there's a lot of them and they're in your way? Or no, the bald eagle, the majestic bald eagle. This bird that doesn't even have a head of hair, apparently. And yet it's the endangered species we must protect. Why? Because it's on all the dollars and it's on all these seals, you know, for the government things. And it's kind of like the country's bird that we've picked out, that this is the bird that represents freedom. And if you kill an eagle, you're killing freedom. And yet at the same time, you're also not allowed to burn a flag of the United States because the flag represents freedom, but you're not allowed to burn the flag. Therefore, you aren't free and the flag doesn't mean anything and you might as well burn it even though you can't. Does any of it make sense? The eagle represents freedom. You're not allowed to kill the eagle. Therefore, less freedom. Therefore, the eagle doesn't represent anything. And if it goes extinct, I'm not going to feel too terrible. Is that harsh of me? Is that mean of me to have these very just bad opinions. I'm sorry, it's a shitty animal. You know, as far as evolution goes, it got the crappy end of the stick. It just did. You know, we're people, we're at the top of the food chain, and we eat stuff that is smaller than us. All right? And the cuter you are, the less likely we are to do it, and the more I'm going to feel bad. I'm a hypocrite, and that is one thing I've always been honest about when it comes to killing kitties or doggies or anything cute and adorable. I'm against killing it. I am. But birds, there's no feeling in my heart that happens. There's no feeling in my stomach that happens. Therefore, I'm not gonna stand up for eagle rights. I'm sorry. I just don't care. And as far as riding manatees, listen to this last sentence from the story. Take note, riding a dolphin, the gazelle, to the manatee's cow also violates federal law. Again, they keep calling it a cow. You know, oh, the dolphin is the beautiful gazelle, the majestic gazelle, this wonderful thing, which you also can't ride, but, you know, you can play with at SeaWorld. And how come at the SeaWorld shows the handlers can ride Shamu, and yet you can't ride a dolphin? I'm trying to figure this out, because where do we draw that line? Well, you can't ride a dolphin because, you know, federal law, but when it comes to riding Shamu, well, there's how can you not ride Shamu? There's a lot of people that, you know, expect Shamu to be ridden. You know, we can't fill up those stadiums for the Shamu Rocks tour, you know, at SeaWorld without Shamu being ridden on. I mean, what's even the point of a handler being in a huge tank with one dangerous animal that could bite your face off? I want to ask that question. Did anybody else ever go to SeaWorld and see that show and be as terrified as I was? Because I get it. They're playing all this cute music. You know, you got your Bruce Springsteen in the background or whatever is playing. Born in the USA. You know, it's all, you know, just this crazy stuff, right? And you've got this person like riding on Shamu's nose, right? But then you see Shamu swim around behind the glass, and you realize, like, this thing has teeth, man. It's almost a dinosaur. And this small 94-pound woman is not even the least bit concerned that possibly she could lose a limb at any given moment, just if she does the wrong thing. Nah, but she's getting it to do tricks. Oh yeah, here, have a tuna, because that's gonna fill you up. I'm sure you're not hungry to eat me. But you don't get it. It's one of the smarter animals. Well, you know what? It's still a beast. And that's the thing about a beast. It may be smart, but if it wakes up on the wrong side of the bed and it decides it doesn't like you, it doesn't matter how smart it is. There's a lot of smart people that are terrible people. Look at the U.S. Congress. Am I right? Yeah, I guess so, right? So what am I saying? I think you should be able to ride a manatee. I don't think... And they even admit in the story that no manatee was harmed in the riding of this manatee. And what blows my mind the most is the fact that this woman turned herself in. I mean, she could have totally gotten away with riding a manatee, and she decided that, nah, I'm just gonna turn myself in because I did a bad thing. I made a poor decision. Not once did she think with her own brain. Not once did she think, am I doing the wrong thing? Because maybe the manatee was enjoying it. Maybe the manatee was like, you know, I've always wanted somebody to ride me. But, you know, there's all these federal laws. You can't even touch my flipper, let alone ride on my back, even though I'm like 3,000 pounds. But don't call me a sea cow because that's mean. Maybe he wants a little attention, you know? Touching is good. The Nintendo DS taught us that. And, you know, nobody touches a manatee. Maybe they're longing for that love and caring that we give to Shamu, but we don't get to give to manatees. I say, let this woman go. Don't charge her with the money. Yeah, she turned herself in, but again, don't charge her $500 on top of the Endangered Species Act of whatever. Here's the thing, is that even if you disagree with my partially joking statements, the manatee is not dead. She didn't murder the manatee with a harpoon. She didn't hunt it for its skin. She's not a poacher, like those people who go off to Africa to get ivory and, get the tusks or whatever. I'm just killing baby gorillas because I'm a guy and I have a gun, Not that dude in Jumanji that was walking around with that rifle. She was just on vacation and decided, oh, I'm in Florida. There's a manatee. I'm going to get on its back and see what happens. Take some pictures. I need evidence so I can self-incriminate myself.